repeat myself.
Yeah.
I'll just repeat myself because the camera cut off. This whole sodomy agenda, it's been planned out. These are the secret counsels of the wicked, man. Is it Psalms, the 64th chapter?
Yep.
Hide me from the secret counsels of the wicked. You know, I'll get into that in a bit. Maybe I'll go into it. But the point is that a lot of our people are so simple that they don't even see that a game is being played on them. They don't see that our enemy has conspired to try and destroy us and keep us destroyed. Because Esau knows if we come back to this, what we're doing right now, this is our only hope of salvation. That's why he's coming so hard against the prophets, censoring our videos on the YouTube, stuff like that. Tell me, why on earth do you have videos of grown men in drag giving makeup tutorials? Why is that allowed on YouTube? But yet when we bring out the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and condemn these things, our videos are taken down. Shouldn't that tell you something? Shouldn't that tell you that there is an agenda at work here? And again, our people that are so simple, like, oh, I don't believe in conspiracy theories, man. I don't believe in conspiracy theories, man. Well, guess what? The Bible states that there is a conspiracy, you know? And it's not a theory, it's a conspiracy fact. If you choose to ignore it, then you're just willfully ignorant. What was he reading? Romans again, Baba Kashan.
Romans 27. And likewise, also the men leaving the natural use of woman, burning in lust one to another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, receiving in themselves the recompense of their error which was meet.
Yep.
And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them up over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
Yep. And let me look up that word reprobate. Bear with me a minute. Is there any more in that? I think there might be a little bit more.
Yeah, there's more.
Keep going.
Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness. Nice dog right there. Covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, spiteful, proud.
It's like you hear
all
that.
these things.
They're haters of the Most High. They're proud. That's okay. They're haters of the Most High and they're proud. What did we just have? Pride Month. How much prouder can you get that? Let's think about it. What are we doing? What are these people really doing? They have a whole month where they uplift something that is completely destructive to the family unit. And it's destructive to the human body. These people, they don't like to retain the Most High in their knowledge. They're not thinking, hey, you know what, man? The Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, and there's what, 5 other cities that are surrounding it.
Zebium and Adma and a few others.
So think about it, man. Let's think about the city of London. If the city of London was destroyed, you'd be like, whoa, the whole of London? But 5 other cities as well that were destroyed along with Sodom and Gomorrah? So that means that the wickedness that was taking place in Sodom and Gomorrah was spreading. You know what I mean? So therefore, the Most High is like, you know, I'm going to cut all that shit out. Now that was done as a reminder who afterwards are on the earth that should live ungodly. You should be able to look at that place and think, you know what, man? The Most High nuked that place with fire and brimstone. I don't want to do that because I don't want to receive that judgment. But you know what? Esau hides judgment. Like, judgments are going out every day from the Most High, but he hides it, and he makes you think that, okay, if I do acts of LGBTQ sodomy, I'm going to be fine. No evil's going to come unto me. So you're not seeing the judgment, but you don't realize that the destruction is being held back. Why? Because the elect have to be sealed. Once the elect are sealed, that's when the judgment's going to come. That's when the greatest destruction's going to come, and then you're going to see it. Then you're going to know it after death by pain that, you know what, man, I was wrong. Carry on, Baba Kasha.
Boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection. That goes into homos.
That's right.
Yeah.
Natural affection is a man's supposed to love a woman. A woman's supposed to love her husband.
Without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful.
Oh.
Who knowing the judgment of the Most High, and they that which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
That's right. Read that last verse again, Baba Kasha.
Who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that which commit such things are worthy of death, Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
That's right. So even if you're not doing the act yourself, you know those things are worthy of death, but you have pleasure in them that do them. If you're friends with these people, oh, well, it's just my friend Steve from the job. He's a bit gay, but he's all right.
Can't be in that spirit.
You can't be in that spirit because you're taking pleasure in them that do the wicked act. Now, I've got the word reprobate in the general dictionary here. This is a great breakdown of the word. A reprobate, a depraved, unprincipled, or wicked person. So, for you to be a reprobate, you're depraved, and sodomy is a depraved act.
Right.
You're unprincipled,
Right.
and that's the thing. If you're willing, like Lil Nas X, right? If you're willing to be bent over or bend over other men just so you can go on fucking BET and get your little shine time and your little minute of fame, your little minute of glory. If you're prepared to do all of that filth just so you can get up on stage and sing a song, you're flipping unprincipled.
That's right.
No, I mean, what won't that guy do? And we know these guys do sacrifices too.
Right.
When you go into that word, really what it means, reprobate, is a void of judgment. What it really means is reject. Someone that's been rejected by Yahweh Shai. That's what a reprobate is.
That's a good point.
So someone that's doing it, they're reprobate, and two proven otherwise.
That is a good point. And it says, unprincipled or wicked person. And look, you know what? It's just what you said, definition 2. A person rejected by the Most High
Yep.
and beyond hope of salvation. So, now, let's get it balanced. If you're of the elect, it is possible that maybe you were doing that when you were back in the world, but you come into the truth, you learn of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you repented sincerely, now you're living a
righteous life.
A righteous
or
life.
striving to.
Or striving to, that's the point. There may be examples of that, right? But in the case of someone like Lil Nas X, I think that guy is on a road to perdition.
On a, what's it? Highway to hell.
Yep, highway to hell. Now we know hell ain't. hell ain't what
that's
they
just
say.
a little side. Yeah.
Yeah, hell ain't no place that burns under the ground with a pitchfork and the devil. But hell is a state. He's going to be in a condition of hell when the nukes hit and the chariot blast catch him. Now you got something now, yeah?
Yeah, I got this one. Psalms 78 and 49 says, He casts upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
Yep.
The Most High, that's a part of the Most High's wrath. He can turn you into a sodomite, man.
That's right.
He sends, and it's a demon. It's a demon because just observation, I see a lot of the women, because we like women, and some of them, you can see they got a homosexual, what they call it, lesbian, innit? They got a lesbian spirit on them, man. But you can tell, because I think when you see them shave one side of their head, that means they go one way or go another way. I think 2 means they go both ways.
Yep.
So all the little and all the piercings, some of them, it's so obvious to see they got a lesbian spirit on them. That's a demon. So I wouldn't. Go on.
No, you make a good point. And if I might add to that, it's just like how you see the guys acting all like, doing all this, the head wobbling in and the finger wagging. You see the men acting more women than women. That again is a demon. Why are they all doing that? It's because the demon's on them.
Right.
Yeah, it's the demon that's on them. And again, this all goes back to spiritual warfare because the demons know. The demons know. Like, the demon in Acts says, Paul I know you, how I shine I know, but who are you?
That's right.
So the demons know like who's who. They know who the elect are. They know the spirits that they can jump on and overpower.
That's it.
And turn them in these ways.
Because you looked into the word reprobate.
Yeah.
They're rejected.
Yes.
So they're open to all the spirits that are floating about, all the demons that are floating about, looking for a host, because they've been rejected. They're reprobates. That's why, man. We don't realize. Well, we do realize. We got to remind ourselves. And I was saying to myself, I saw somebody that I know a little while back, and I was speaking to him, and he seemed all right, but you can see he's got a off spirit on him. Like he's chasing something, he's going for something, maybe some kind of drug, you can tell when he talked to him. So I kind of kept it light conversation, but it's because he's open to all the spirits that are out there. We're protected.
That's right. The Most High is a hedge around his elect. But guess what? The scriptures say, a man that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So a city is supposed to be fortified. You have your defences, you have your watchmen on the towers, so that the enemy just can't run up in there and take over. these people who have been given over to this reprobate spirit, they've got no spiritual defense.
Right.
So any weird thing that pop into their head, like a demon says do this, do that, they're just doing it. And that again goes back to the Aleister Crowley thing, do as thou will. I mean, I was walking past Nighttown. What's Nighttown's slogan? Just do it. Just do it. You know, I saw this woman, they had these women's leggings in the shop window, and on the side it said, just do it. Now the leggings look kind of nice, but I thought to myself, hang on a minute, when you keep pushing that, just do it. Just do it. Just do what? You know, you got to ask yourself, just do what? What are they trying to encourage you to do? Really, if you've got that just do it spirit, you're going to do anything. And that's not the spirit to be in, that's the Epicurean spirit, where like anything is good. But you want the pleasures of the world, the sensual, carnal pleasures, rather than dealing with the straightness of the truth of being an Israelite and trying to walk in the ways and the laws, statutes and commandments. Just a few more definitions on reprobate and we'll get back to that verse. I think we're finished on that though. But
Yeah, we're finished. We're done on
right, yeah, just a few more definitions of reprobate. It says morally depraved, unprincipled, bad. 4, rejected by the Most High and beyond hope of salvation again. So yeah, so to be rejected of the Most High is essentially what Esau is.
Right.
Esau is the ultimate reprobate because he's been rejected and he's hurt by that. That's why he's kind of trying to wage a war with the Most High to try and magnify himself on earth as if he is the Most High. When he's not, he's the most low, really. But where was we at before we was going into Esau?
Yeah, we're on Genesis, what, 27?
Khan. We didn't get back into the blessing. So just
All right,
with corn and
Genesis-
wine I have sustained him. And the last thing we read was your brethren will bow down unto you. So Jacob just got the blessing. Let's get the part where Esau comes in, Baba Kasha.
Okay, this is Genesis 27. And the blessing, just after the blessing, we're on. What did you want when he was fleeing from his brother?
No. When Jacob just got the blessing and Esau walks in.
Ah, all right. This is Yeah, here it is. This is Salaka. This is Genesis 27 and 41.
Fawara.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his brother blessed him.
No. Before that, Jacob just goes out, Esau comes in. And Esau says, bless me and my brother, bless me also.
I got it.
Fawara.
Okay, this is Genesis 27 and start at 32. And Isaac his father, 31. 30. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made the end of the blessing, Jacob
That's right, yeah.
and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of his father, when Esau his brother came in from what? From hunting. And he also made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat thy son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten all of it before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and all shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away their blessing, and said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times.
No,
And
I just paused there, Baba Kasha. So Esau is basically lying as usual. He sold his birthright to Jacob straight up, but yet he says he supplanted me these 2 times. So Esau's full of shit, man. Keep going, Baba Kasha.
Which he supplanted me. Slakia. Which he supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Pause there, Baba Kasha. And didn't the scripture say that Esau despised his birthright? That's one of the reasons why the Most High ain't dealing with his ass, because he despised his birthright. and he sold his birthright for a morsel of bread. Where is that precept at? Bear with me, Baba Kasha. Profane person is Esau who sold his birthright. Yeah, I've got it. This is
Somebody else over there with
Malachi.
the
Yeah, I've got
umbrella.
it. Bear with me, hold that point. Malachi 1 from verse 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Yeah. No, it's lucky, that's not the one I want. Where's the one where it goes, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright?
I can't remember where it is. In Hebrews somewhere.
I'll find it.
Hebrews, definitely.
Oh yeah, no, I know that
Where
one.
it is.
That's Hebrews 12 and 16. Yeah, Hebrews 12, 16. And that's get the dust off that, man. That was a good one, man. I remember brothers used to always bring that up.
If you can find it, Baba Kasha, then you carry on if that's alright. Then I'll bring out Malachi. Yes, so Esau despised his birthright. Got it?
Yeah.
Bring it out, Baba Kasha.
Right. Hebrews 12 and 16. Could we start? Yeah, straight to the point. 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Yep.
For he knew how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, through he sought it carefully with tears.
That's right. So Esau was a profane person and he was a reprobate. So even though he sought repentance carefully with tears, he's not going to find it from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Now when he found out that he was supplanted by Jacob, what did he do? He lifted up his voice and he was crying. But yet he ain't going to get his birthright back. Keep reading, Baba Kasha.
So where was I? We're on verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine, and have I sustained him. What shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Yep, he sought it carefully with tears. Keep going, Baba Kasha.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck.
Pause there, Baba Kasha. And what was we going into earlier? We was going into the fall of the Roman Empire and how they overextended themselves through their military, you know? And that's the same with America on the earth today, which is Babylon the Great. They're living by the sword. You know, they're going around. Yeah, America basically has gone around the world through threatening by force of the sword to subjugate the other nations. So that is Esau basically living out his lot, because it said, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So we could say since the Renaissance period, Esau's come back into power. He's broken our yoke off his neck and now he's in rulership. You got it?
It's more, you want more?
Yeah, keep going, Baba Kasha.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yep.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Remember when I slay my brother Jacob.
Yep. So going back again to what we read earlier in Genesis 4, that is that's Esau's murderous spirit coming back, going right back to the time when he was Cain. If you remember, it's the same thing. He looked at his brother with envy and he purposed in his heart that he'd slay him. It's the same thing coming back again. Esau was envious of his brother Jacob and purposed in his heart, I'm going to slay him. He said, after the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So Esau has got that murderous spirit coming back again. I'm going to get a quick precept of Kasha. Right, this is Amos 1 and 11. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. Again, that lets you know who Esau is, the murderer, the red man, the man of sin. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So this is the thing, there's no repentance for Esau, because how can the Lord have mercy on you when you weren't prepared to have mercy on your brother? You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same thing in this truth. As we read before, he that hateth his brother is a murderer. So Esau is that perpetual murderer because his anger tears perpetually. He's never going to let Jacob go.
Right.
You know, he's never going to get over it. And that's a very effeminate spirit. To not be able to flipping get over something, man. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, the scriptures tell you that in James. I was doing a video on that. That's spiritual, because I was doing a video on the brotherhood. Grudge not one to get to another. Somewhere in Hebrews or James, lest you be condemned. The judge standeth at the door.
Yep.
That judge is Yahweh Shai. So you want to make sure, again, amongst the brotherhood, that there's nothing there. You're cool. You're cool with your brother. You don't have to when you see your brother, hug. You don't need to do that. As long as there ain't no grudge there. If a brother's done something to you and he's apologized, that should be it.
Exactly.
You know? But if there's a grudge, that can get you what? Condemned. Because Yahweh Shai, he doesn't want that. He wants the brothers to be in unity.
That's correct.
Okay?
And that's the thing. Let's put it this way. You want mercy from Yahweh Shai, right? And how can you get mercy from Yahweh Shai if you can't be merciful towards your own brother?
Yeah.
That makes you a hypocrite, man. Have you got something? If you got
Yeah,
something?
I got something. Bear
Go
with
on.
just a minute.
So yeah, Esau's through, man. And we've revealed who this man is through the scriptures. And who his, you could say his descendants are on the earth today. They're the Edomites. And they're doing the things that their father did. But they're not going to be able to rule this forever in wickedness, because the scriptures say, he that liveth by the sword shall perish by the sword. So as Esau's ruled his empire by the sword, he's going to be destroyed by his own sword, as we brought out earlier, the ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Go ahead if you guys.
I got something for you. This is heavy. This is concerning the brotherhood. Ecclesiastes 28. He that revengeth shall find...
Sirach 28.
Sirach. Well, you can call it either, innit?
No,
That's what you call it.
Ecclesiasticus. There's Ecclesiastes and Ecclesiasticus.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus.
You said Ecclesiastes.
I said Ecclesiasticus.
No, you said Ecclesiastes.
Did I?
Can't
It is what it is. Oh,
Right.
it's lucky.
Right.
If I did, it's
Yeah.
lucky, man. Hey, he that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord, Yahweh Shai. And he shall keep his sins in remembrance.
Read that again, Baba Kisha.
He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord, Yahweh Shai. And he shall surely keep his sins in remembrance.
Yep.
Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he have done thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
Beautiful. Beautiful, is that it?
There's
Yeah.
more.
Keep going, Baba Kisha.
One man beareth hatred against another, and doth he seek pardon from Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself,
Oh, I've got a precept.
and doth he ask forgiveness of his own sins.
Yep.
Should I speak on
Yeah,
this?
speak on that. I'm going to find a precept on
So again, that's the first bit. The scripture says, he that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord. So again, you may wish evil or something happens in the physical to a brother, and guess what?
That's
that might
wicked.
happen.
That's wicked.
But
though.
guess what? It might happen. It might come to pass. But it says, and he will surely, but he shall surely keep his sins in remembrance. Okay, especially if it's a man of the Lord. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he have done thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest. So, when you're able to forgive another brother, Yahweh is able to forgive you.
Right.
It's a heavy burden off your shoulder. I know I felt better when I've done that.
Yeah.
When there's been a situation, I went to a brother and it's like a demon just went out the back door, because the demons, that's what they want.
That's right.
That's
Right.
what they want, for you to cause confusion.
Yeah.
That's their whole job. One man beareth hatred against another, and doth he seek pardon from the Lord. So you can't be bearing hatred against another, but you're seeking pardon from Yahweh Shai. That's some nerve. He sees that. That's why it says your prayers will not be answered if you're doing it. He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself, because you want mercy.
Yeah.
So you got to show that same mercy. And if a brother, I want to say this, if a brother's a demon, outright demon, the Lord's going to get rid of him. And if you're being rebuked unworthily, the Lord's going to pull you. Grab that. If you're being rebuked unworthily, the Lord will pull you up on that. You know, if you're suffering wrongfully.
That's right. That's the thing. Sometimes you just need to be still and let the Lord do his thing, man. You don't have to be working overtime trying to, like, for example,
Cast your brother down
or prove your point. Like, when Yahushua was brought before Pilate, he didn't need to defend himself. He just let the situation play out. And that's how we're supposed to be in the truth. Sometimes, just have faith in, like Brother Yerami says, have faith in the process. This process wasn't established 2 days ago or 2 weeks ago. It's a process that's been proven to work for many, many years. We just have to trust in the process, and which means putting trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Keep going, Baba Kusha.
and doth he yet ask forgiveness of his own sins? He that is but flesh, nourish hatred. Nourish means that you're stirring up. Nourish hatred, building up. Who would entreat for a pardon of his sins? So if you do that, how do you expect for your sins to be entreated? Remember that and let enmity cease. Enmity is what? Friction, variance.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember corruption and death. And abide in the commandments. Remember the commandments and bear no malice.
Yep.
Bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest and wink at ignorance. There's sometimes, you know, I see things in brothers.
Yep.
I just wink at. I'm sure you see things in me. You just wink at. Brother, you know, little fault in the flesh. Not all the time, because obviously you need to speak on it. But certain things we see, we just wink at it. All right, it's that's a demon. That's what it means. Wink at ignorance. Sometimes you see particular things. You know what? I want to give that a blight. That's that long suffering.
That's a good point. And if I may speak on that, it's like, I'm not a parent, but, you know, if you've been around people who have children, you kind of know. If you used to pull a child up on every little thing it does wrong, when it's a small child, you're going to be there all day, just rebuking the child. It's about balance. Like you said, sometimes you have to wink at little things and be like, yeah, okay, I saw that, but maybe tomorrow you'll do a bit better.
Yeah.
You know, pray for the brother, man. Don't be like, oh, he done that and, oh, he's going to fall out. No. Pray for them. And if the Lord's going to deal with him, let the Lord deal with him. Keep reading, Baba Kusha.
Where was that? Verse 1, verse 8. Abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins. For a furious man will kindle strife. A sinful man disquieteth friends and maketh debate among them that be at peace.
So, you know, you shouldn't be sowing discord amongst the brethren. That's not right, man, because you're disrupting the spirit when you're doing that. Just speak for a minute. I'm just going to find a precept.
A sinful man, it says abstain from strife, because when you have the spirit of, again, it got jealousy, envy. That's how strife comes in the scriptures. Say in Proverbs 13 and 10, through pride comes contention. So a lot of the time it's through pride. Someone that doesn't want to admit they're wrong, or two brothers can be at it, but one brother doesn't want to admit he's in the fault.
Yep.
Okay, so that's how that strife comes. Thou shalt diminish thy sins. For a furious man will kindle strife. So it says furious. Someone that's easily angered. They're going to be what? What's going to be happening? They're going to be getting in scenarios where there's always some type of strife or argument.
Yeah.
You know, that's why in this truth you balance out what your anger. A sinful man disquieteth friends and maketh debate among them that be at peace. And the scriptures tell you that in Proverbs 6. The Lord hates that. 7 things he hates. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood. I forgot the rest. And a few others.
Lying lips, hands that shed innocent blood, and feet that would be quick to run to mischief.
And who shed innocent blood? Who was we speaking on? Cain.
That's right.
So that's not a good spirit to have. You know? Or because you may not like a brother, you're trying to get others to turn against him. The Lord can, man, if that's your spirit, you just don't be that way. Because I've seen guys do that.
Right, I've got this. Right, I've got a precept. So this is Matthew chapter 18 verse 21. It says, oh, do you want to read it?
Yeah, I'll read it for you.
Right, yeah.
You know what?
Matthew 18, 21 on down, Baba Kusha. And this is a really good one actually because, as I said, you know, I've seen this type of thing in my own life, you know, guys doing this kind of thing and just being wicked, so we'll bring it out.
Matthew 18 and 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times. And Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee, until 7 times. but until 70 times 7.
Yep.
Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one brought unto him which owed him 10,000 talents. But for as much as he had not paid, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and his children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me.
Right, pause there, Baba Kashar. So to break this down, so there was a servant who owed his king 10,000 talents, and he didn't have enough money to pay, so he fell down and he's begging the king, please, please don't, what did he say?
have patience with me.
Yeah, the king or the Lord commanded that he be sold and his wife and his children. So basically, his whole family was going to be destroyed because of the situation, because he owed 10,000 talents. So he was desperate and he's begging the king for this not to happen. Read on, Baba Kashar.
Where was that? The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me. I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him his debt.
Yep, so the Lord forgave that man of his debt because he had compassion, because the man pleaded. And what do you do when you plead? You pray. Praying is pleading to the Most High. So he prayed to the Lord forgave him. Read on, Baba Kashar.
But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence. And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat.
Pause there, Baba Kashar. So this man owed 10,000 talents and he was forgiven. This other man owed just 10 pence. What, 10 pence?
Yeah, 10. How much? Owed him 10,000 talents.
Yeah, owed him 100 pence. So compare that, 10,000 talents to 100 pence. So this other guy owed him even less than he owed the king, but yet he seized this man by the throat. Read again, Baba Kashar.
But the same servant went out. So then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him his debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants which had owed him 100 pence. And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, which is really extortion.
Yep.
Saying, pay me that thou owest. Being a nigger.
And threatening him. You know, he wasn't like taking him by the throat gently. He was like, pay me what you owe me. You know, that kind of fucking nigger spirit.
Yeah,
on him,
it's want me to carry on?
Yeah, carry on, Baba Kashar.
And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, have patience with me.
Yeah, so the same thing that he did to his Lord when he owed 10,000 talents is the same thing that this other man is doing to him. Go on.
And he would not, but went out and cast him into prison, till he shall pay the debt.
Yep, so he was cruel and he was wicked because he received forgiveness himself for his transgression, but yet he couldn't forgive his brother's transgression and tried to throw him into the prison. That's some wicked ass shit right there.
Niggerisms.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you don't want to be doing if you're in this truth. Carry on.
So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry and came and told unto their Lord all that was done.
Yep, so that's basically them praying. If we want to break it down in the spirit, you could say they're praying to Yahweh, the Lord, like this man done this.
There's more.
Yeah, keep going.
Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt because thou desired me. Shouldst not thou also have the compassion on thy fellow servant?
Yes.
Even as I had pity on thee.
That's right.
And his Lord was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you.
That's right.
If you from your heart forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses.
There you go. That's right to the point. You got to forgive people of their trespasses if they're in this truth. You know what I mean? Because you're not the... You're not the
this
ultimate
gets
judge.
me mad, man. It's lucky.
You want to say? You got something to say?
No, I ain't got nothing to say.
Right, yeah, because